All right.
Hi, I am Arnie Barnett. I'm a professor at MIT, and I know Ken very well and wanted to talk to him on this occasion. Firstly, I'm sorry I'm not there for many reasons. One of them is that if I were there, I wouldn't be here in Boston. This is a terrible time of the year now. You know that song, California Dreamin', all the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. Well, it's gloomy, it's cold, the vegetation is dead, and much worse, December is a more terrible month than November, January, and February are worse than December. So it's bad and getting worse, so I just assume be there for that reason. Another reason I like to be there is that I'm very fond of Singapore. I've been there twice. In fact, the student who is making this video is himself from Singapore. The people are lovely, the country is special. In fact, I work in aviation, and Singapore Airlines is, as you know, considered one of the foremost airlines on the globe, in the solar system, anywhere. But there are more personal reasons, of course. I'd rather be there today than here. You know, I know Ken because he was an excellent student in one of my courses. But I know him more because he served as the teaching instructor, the assistant instructor, in a summer course that I taught. And I told the students that I thought of Ken as my kid brother. Now you have to understand, I've been teaching for 33 years, and never before or since have I said that about a teaching assistant. And I was thinking, why did I think it about Ken? And then I realized I have no idea. I'm not exactly sure what is the combination of, respect, affection, comfort that one feels that makes you think, gee, Ken is sort of a little brother I never had. But he's a very special person. I know that we were teaching a course of mid-career executives who've been away from the classroom a long time, who've been away from math a long time, in some cases been away from math since birth. And he took it upon himself to make sure that they followed the course. See, Ken understood better than I did that some of these people had trouble with the most basic formulas. And thus, when I gave him suggestions as to what he might do in his recitation sections, he completely ignored them, because he realized that they needed something a lot more basic. His recitation sections were a little like intensive care units for the mathematically wounded. And he did an absolutely wonderful job. There was no sibling rivalry, even though he was my kid brother, in that he was helping bring them up to speed without implying that I was incompetent for not realizing their difficulties. Well, I only found out later what he had done, and two things came out. First of all, the first semester that Ken wasn't here, the ratings in the course from the students dropped dramatically. But then I thought, what would Ken do in a case like this? And I'm happy to report that last summer they went up to their former levels. You know, let's talk about vodka for a moment. It used to be that Smirnoff Vodka used to say, we've been around since the days of the Tsar in Russia, and the advertising slogan was, the spirit of the Tsar lives on. Well, I can only tell you, in the summer course, even though I miss Ken terribly, the spirit of Ken Huang lives on in the course, and it's so much better because of that. Now then, Carrie, I don't know Carrie as well, but I met her once in Ken's presence, and it occurred to me that they were great for one another. This made me worried. Why? Because here I am in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where there are lots of intelligent people, and even though it was obvious they were right for one another, people in Cambridge, the intellectuals, are not terribly good at recognizing the obvious. So I was worried that they would come up with some bizarre reason they had irreconcilable differences. Well, the wonderful thing that we celebrate today is that they didn't do that. And they are coming together. And that's absolutely superb. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 12 time zones away from you. as far north as you could be in the continental United States, as far away from the equator. Alaska's further north, but I don't like to think about Alaska, which for reasons that will be obvious to you if you followed our last election. But I couldn't be further away, and yet today I assure you that my thoughts, my feelings, and all my hopes are with you. I would like it if your marriage lasts a very, very long time. Someone who studies probability, as I do, realizes there are bound to be ups and downs, but I'm very glad you'll be facing them together, and I'm sure that nothing will prove insurmountable or difficult. So all I can say to you today is congratulations, and hey, kid brother, I'm really proud of you. Thank you.